Hello guys, welcome to another 20 minutes of coloring with Shirley. I am Shirley. I want to say welcome to all the new members. This is part 2 of our orchids. And last week I was planning to do all the orchids the same, but I have a request from one of you guys, from one of the viewers, of doing each orchid a different way. So for today's orchid I'm gonna work on white. So I thought this will be a great opportunity to teach you guys how to kind of make white look more realistic and not just leaving it white. So we're gonna kind of do those kind of orchids that have the little sprinkles all over, and then it's gonna be a white background. So for this one, I look into my swatch book, and I think I'm gonna go for the pinks here. This is kind of a hot pink, and I might even use these reds here to enhance it a little bit. But we'll see how it goes, but that's kind of like the color scheme I want to go with. So let's start with this right away. There's not much else to share today. I went ahead and put some clips on my book on both sides, so it holds my paper, and then I'm using a cardboard that it comes with my watercolor paper. When I run out of it, I have these leftover cardboards that I save, I don't know for what, and it was perfect for when I'm coloring. I can use it in the background. Okay, so let's get started. I already have my section of the colors here, and again I'm gonna be using the Castle Arts watercolor pencils. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on those sprinkles, and they're kind of there's not a special pattern on it, just kind of do them randomly. The important thing is that they must be random. You don't want to do like a line of them perfectly lined, because then it's not gonna look as realistic as you might hope for. We all know nothing in nature is perfectly aligned. Okay, I went ahead and sharpened my pencil a little more, and then a closer look for you guys so you guys see what I'm doing. So I'm making like little shapes, random shapes, kind of triangular, but then they have like little arms sticking out, and then some lines here and there. And I'm putting, I would say, high pressure on this to make them really dark. As we get up here, then I'm gonna start spreading them out and not kind of doing these little branches coming out. That's gonna create perspective on it. So now they're more spread out, and also turning more into kind of like a dot, kind of dotted instead of lines, branches everywhere. I'm still doing kind of medium to high pressure to make the marks. Okay, I'm satisfied with that. Now I'm gonna kind of do the same thing on the other petals, and it's gonna be the same, starting from the beginning here, spreading out to the outside into more dotted space. So closer here where it starts, they get closer and kind of attach, and then they start spreading out until they turn kind of into dots. So in this case over here, for this petal, I'm kind of going into kind of an attach hatching technique here, and then I'm doing lines and then making shapes with it. Same thing here, so it's just a sequence of lines all together. Then as we go farther out, then I'm gonna start spreading that and turning it more in what we did here. Still medium to high pressure on them. And this technique, or all the techniques, even the one we did with this one, it's kind of you don't have to do the same colors, just kind of use the same technique and then pick the colors you want. You know, maybe you don't want to do this one kind of pink, you want to do it purple, or you want to do it red, or a really bright color. So as we go out, I'm making this more spread out, more looking like dots and less like random shapes. Alright, and then I'm gonna repeat the same process on this petal. I'm not gonna go to this petal yet because since that one is gonna be is kind of tucked behind it, I want to create a shade effect, so I want to change my color to a darker color. So let's do this one first. Same thing, I'm gonna do those sequence of lines at the beginning, and they're random, they're short, they're long. They did this attach, also random medium to high pressure. Still you want to create that as you can see, like it goes kind of around like this. You see the same kind of shapes formed, kind of like an arch over here. And as we spread out, we start turning it into different kind of triangular free-form shapes. So I start kind of with a triangle and then I branch it out. And as we get out, the shapes get smaller until they get kind of like a dot. Okay, if you need to come back and make it darker, you can always do that. Alright, now I'm gonna change from this was 031, and then I'm gonna change to 086, and 086, it's a darker tone. It's kind of brown. I mean, it looks really brown here, but once we put it down, you'll see it's not as brown. It has kind of a reddish tone. That's why I wanted to be down here. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing. Random shapes. A little more together on this one. And then I'm gonna take my 031, which is the same color I did up here, and I'm gonna do the same, but I'm gonna also go over the other color to try to blend in the colors. And then same thing, you start loosening the shapes, making them more dotted at the end of the petal. And then I'm gonna go over the pink ones with the 0.86. So it creates kind of a little transition there. There you go. So again, we start with 0.86, random shapes, medium to high pressure, changing it back and forth. And then as we get to the end, it's more medium pressure. Then we're gonna go to the 831 and we're gonna go over those shapes, not all the way down here, just kind of halfway. And then we're gonna start building with this one, high pressure to medium pressure, then loosen it up to be dotted. And then we're gonna take again the 0.86 and go over the pinkish color, and that creates kind of a transition. So what we did is we started with the darker tone, we went halfway, then we went over with the lighter tone over the dark tone halfway, which was here, then we continue all the way to the end, and then we came back with the darker tone and went over halfway in the pink lighter color, and that creates kind of a transition from lighter to darker. Okay, so with that done, now I'm gonna go with a reddish color and a yellow. So I'm gonna pick the 0.75 and the 123. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on this middle part, and first I'm gonna add some yellow in the corners and then some yellow here and a little bit right there. That was medium pressure. I want high pressure, loosen up, high pressure, loosen up, high pressure, loosen up, and then in the middle it was just middle pressure. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take my 1, 2, 3 high pressure, and then I'm gonna start loosening it up, and that's gonna kind of blend both colors. So you're going over the yellow part that you did before. High pressure, loosen up, going over the yellow. Same thing down here. Gonna do high pressure, loosen up, going over that yellow. Same thing on the side. High pressure at the edge, and then I start loosening it up as I go in. High pressure, loosen it up as we go in. Okay, so now I want to take the 0.86, which was our dark color here, and I want to do the center here, but I'm just gonna make lines. And this is high pressure, making lines on it. And then I'm gonna go from this corner here, high pressure, and then I'm gonna start loosening it up. High pressure, loosen up. Okay, so you at this point, a lot of people are gonna say, okay, it's done, it's a white flower, it looks good, and it's done. But we want to take it a more realistic way. So now I'm going to take a warm gray, which in this case is 0.67, and I'm going to create shadow on it. So we know this petal is on top of this petal, so I'm going to go high pressure, and then I'm going to start loosening it up. High pressure, loosen it up. Okay, and then on this side I'm going to create a shadow here. high pressure, and then loosen up in. Same thing here, high pressure, loosen up. Now you see these curves here, so I'm gonna go in the middle of the curve, middle pressure, and then loosen it up. Same thing here. And then here, even though there's no curves here, we want to kind of create the same thing. So this part here is a little lower than these two parts, so I'm gonna go right there, middle pressure, and loosen up as we go in. And now that's creating depth. Even though we still look at it and it looks white, we create some shadows that is making it look more realistic. Same thing, we're gonna go here in the middle, loosen it up, middle pressure, loosen up. Okay, so these petals are a little on the back side, like we said before, so I'm gonna use a darker gray, and that's gonna be 119. Now my set of colors doesn't have a warm dark gray, which will be more ideal, but I do have this one, which is a cold gray, and I want to use it to create the shadows here. So I'm gonna do high pressure, and then I'm gonna start loosening it up. Same thing in here, high pressure, loosen up. Inside here I want to go a darker color, so I'm gonna use my 065, which is kind of almost black, and then I'm gonna go in that corner and high pressure, loosen up, high pressure, loosen up, high pressure, loosen up, high pressure, loosen up. And that's creating even more shadow on it. Okay, and now it's time to go over with the white. So my white for the castle arts, which is the 072, if you watch my review on it, I wasn't very happy with it, so I'm gonna put that one away because it's not really gonna do anything, and I'm gonna pull out my Black Widow white, which is 91. Now you can use the castle art and it's gonna work, but it's not gonna work as good as this one. So what I'm gonna do, and if you're looking for a color that can be bought by itself, I recommend the Caran d'Ache white, titanium white. Oh, I mean, yeah, I think it's titanium or Chinese white. I'll put the name on the screen. And then that one is really good. So we're gonna go with the white from the corner in, burnishing, so you're doing high pressure on this. So that is kind of like finishing your flower, and it's gonna bring it together. It's kind of blending in all the colors, making it look a little more natural. And you're gonna go over all the petals. Alright, now I want to take my yellow to make this pop out a little bit more, so I go over the whole thing. And again with the white over these. Now I'm going to take my black, which is 071, and I'm going to go to the very corners, high pressure, loosen up right away. Just the very corners. Just to give it a little bit more depth there, make it pop out a little bit more. Alright, and if you want to, you can go over your pinkish kind of in the center, which is 031. And then just make sure that pops out really good. And that's it for this flower. Now we only have a few minutes to go, so I'm gonna really quick do one of these baby flowers to match this one right here. So I'm gonna go kind of high pressure here and then loosen up. High pressure, loosen up. High pressure, loosen up. High pressure, loosen up. I'm gonna continue doing that on all the little petals that I see. Alright, and then with the white, gonna go over and then 071, which is my black, go really in the corner and right away loosen up. High pressure, right away loosen up. High pressure, right away loosen up. High pressure, right away loosen up. And that's how my baby orchids for this orchid is gonna look like. So if you want to do the same with the one we did last week, so you'll take your purples that you used that day and kind of do the same thing. Gonna high pressure loosen up, high pressure loosen up, high pressure loosen up, high pressure loosen up, high pressure loosen up. And we did use yellow on this one, so maybe we should use that same yellow, which was the 075, and do the top of it. So start from the top and then loosen up, high pressure loosen up to blend in the purple. High pressure loosen up, high pressure loosen up. One more time with the 029. And that's how my baby ones for that one are gonna go. Okay guys, I think it's been 20 minutes. I'm pretty satisfied with the orchid we did this time. It looks really cute. I love the color scheme. So next week expect another type of orchid on this side. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna do yet. Like, I decided this one like 5 minutes before I started coloring with you guys today. So I guess I'm gonna do the same thing. So next week expect this one, and then we can start in the greenish parts. And that's gonna be it for it. I hope to see you there next week. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. It's really important if you do want to watch my videos and follow up with the first part, second part, and so on. Then I recommend hitting that bell so you get notified right away every Sunday when they come out. Other than that guys, I'll see you next time.